I've always been horribly intimidated at the idea of sports of any kind. Like, I remember in middle school, we had one of those obstacle courses set up in our gym. And part of the obstacle course was you had to climb the rope and attempt to touch the ceiling. And then you also had to jump over the pommel horse. This was like my worst nightmare, having to do something athletic in front of other people. This was one of the worst moments ever. Gracefully jumping over a pommel horse, for me, it's a non-existent feat. And as a kid, I played soccer, but like the only goal I ever scored was against my own team during a round robin tournament thing when I was like 11. But that's my only goal, and it wasn't even for my team, so I helped the other team win. That's shameful. I would never think of myself as an athlete. If somebody said, "Do you exercise?" I'd be like, "Well, yeah, I'll run around a little bit." Like, I'm uncomfortable even carrying the adjective as part of my self-description. It makes me feel like I'm lying or I'm some kind of a poser. Do people still say poser? Anyway. But in the last few months, I've decided to try to push myself outside of my comfort zone of exercising in the gym and not really, letting anybody see me do anything. Just kind of hiding in my little exercise bubble. But I wanted to get out of it because I kept telling myself, what am I so scared that they're going to see? That I'm awkward? That I don't go as fast as everybody else, or I'm not as tall or as short or as thin or as fat or as whatever as everybody else. Like, what don't I feel like I conform to? And that's where the real answer was for me, because it doesn't matter what I look like or what I might look like while I'm attempting to do these things. That doesn't matter. The point is that I'm trying to do them. So I made it like this weird little mission that I was going to try to run a 5K. And for me, that was a big deal because a couple of months ago, I couldn't run. I could barely chase my kid and like catch up with her. It was just running wasn't something I was comfortable doing, and I was pretty crap at it. But through a couple weeks of training and then a couple months of sticking with it, I found that it became easier, and it wasn't this arduous task. It was something that I actually and creepily looked forward to doing. So there was this paradigm shift that I was going from being terrified of exercise and trying something new to I was kind of enjoying the new thing that I was trying, and I wanted to kind of push a bit further to see how far I could really go. I have some friends that are involved in distance running and all these like impressive feats, and people who are triathletes and people who have run across the Sahara. I have no plans of doing a triathlon. I'm not sure I'll ever do a marathon. I'm kind of hoping maybe I'll do a half someday, but I don't even know. It's just, my goal is to just continue to move. Being an athlete, as far as I'm concerned, means not being lazy. It means continuing to try and getting off my butt, not being content to just say, well, I'll just sit around and watch other people do things. I wanted to be one of those people that did things. I wanted to earn the t-shirt that said, I ran a 5K without falling in a ditch and tripping over my own feet and laughing myself into like a stupor. I think it's important for people to step outside of their comfort zones. I also think it's important for people with diabetes to truly understand how important exercise is. And you don't have to be an elite athlete in order to consider yourself an athlete. You can just get up and move. You just need to put aside that fear of, I can't do this, or I'm never going to be able to do this, or this is something that my body is not equipped to do, and to just try something. It doesn't have to be a marathon. It can be something as simple as walking your dog. And if you don't have a dog, you can just walk yourself. And if this is something I can do, this is definitely something you can do, because there are very few people more awkward or uncoordinated than me. Just a little bit here and there goes an awfully long way. So do what you can to be an athlete, even if it's a word you want to whisper to yourself before you go to bed. I'm an athlete. Like, it sounds weird.